What's up, guys? Tarrix here with a quick video about gear and gadgets, what you could use for if you want to go to those locals or tournaments. This is basically just a quick video about what you should have with you whenever you go to your locals or to a tournament. First off, we got the calculator, because yeah, a lot of monsters have like 850 or whatever, and if maybe they play shrink, so they actually halve it, and then it's good to have a calculator just to calculate. Also, if you want to go for a game, you have your hand, you can basically just plus all that shit together and see if you got the game, if you can do enough damage. Secondly, we got the tokens. Of course, my the best token I have is this one. Just a Gorge token, as you can see, epic Gorge token. But the thing is, you can't use tokens that you make yourself at tournaments. So therefore, you have to use these official tokens where it says on this card can be used as any token. So basically, use real tokens. Always have at least one with you, because you always run Gores either in main deck or side deck, so you always have to have that one token with you, because it is your own responsibility to have tokens with you. If you're playing plants, you should of course consider having multiples of these tokens, because you can't really just go on and use like this is my token Utopia, because it confuses the opponent. You can actually just use anything as a token, but a real token would definitely be the best choice, and they're not expensive at all. So the third thing is dices, because whenever you go for who starts, use a dice instead of a coin, because a coin you can easily manipulate with and actually flip it so it only turns a few rounds, and you can easily do it. I even learned it by myself when I was a kid. So use those dices, big dices. The small dices, they have sharp edges, as you can see. This one is pretty round around the edges. It doesn't want to focus, but it's pretty round. So whenever you just roll it, it actually rolls in a way you can't predict at all. Of course, you can roll it one way and rolls the same way, but you can't predict which way it will go, because it won't land on any sharp edges. Also, it won't ruin your playmat, which is the fourth thing. As you can see, having a playmat with you is always good, because whenever you want to see an opponent's card or something, you can place it on the playmat instead of having it like, I can't read it, because that's not good, touching the card so much. And if it's your opponent's card, it can be an expensive card, or a card that means a lot to him, and he probably doesn't want you to have your fingers all over it for a very long time if it's a long effect. So basically, just have a playmat, place it on the playmat, and then you can go closer to it, read it, or just ask your opponent. Playmat always handy. Also, you got the zones, monster zone, spell card, so you can easily find out where everything has to be placed if you're new. And if you're of course, if you're at a tournament and an old player, you can use the playmat you have to use the playmat, because you normally just put your deck like, yeah, this is my deck, I'll put it up here in this corner and just draw. But with the zones, your opponent can much easily see how much monster spots you still got open, stuff like that. So it's not just like everything in one place or something. yeah, the last thing I'm gonna talk about is pen and paper, because in the end, pen and the paper, what life points say on the paper, at least in Denmark it's so, those life points count. Of course, you can prove otherwise, but that will be up to the judges decide. Decision. But you can always, of course, do the trick with 8,000.8. Whenever your opponent loses life points, you click point first, and then if he loses like 500 life points, you click point there, and then you can see he has 7,500 life points left. And after you have calculated out on a calculator, which I like to do at tournaments, I write it down also. So it helps keeping everything good. And also your opponent will be satisfied with your effort of actually doing it right, because a calculator you can just click on one button and all goes off. So if you don't have it written down, I mean, you can't just make it disappear. Of course, you could ruin it, but it's not worth it. But yeah, gadgets and stuff for tournaments. Hope you like watching. Thanks.